Do you enjoy cooking? Do you enjoy baking but not quite in the heat of the summer? Does your oven make your house or apartment too hot? If this is the case, the no-bake cookie is perfect for you because it does not involve any baking whatsoever. Your oven plays no part. All you need for the no-bake cookie is a saucepan, a stove, a cookie sheet with wax paper, and the ingredients such as the ones set out before me. They include milk, sugar, salt, coconut, cocoa, oats, and a little vanilla for flavor. The first thing you do when making the no-bake cookie is to turn your stove to medium and melt your butter in the saucepan. You should have half a cup of butter, which equals about a stick. I've already placed my butter in my pan and it is beginning to melt. It's usually best to melt your butter almost all the way before adding your other ingredients. In this case, my butter is still on its way to melting, but it's getting close to the point where I can start adding some other ingredients. So, the next step is to add milk, followed by salt, followed by some sugar, and lastly, some cocoa. Now, we're adding these in about this order because the sugar, if placed into the pan first, will begin to caramelize. And if you don't have the other ingredients, such as the milk in there and the butter, to help stop the caramelization, the sugar will simply caramelize to the bottom of your pan, and what is now perhaps an 8-quart pan is now a 7 3/4 quart pan because you have lost a full quarter of a quart due to caramelized sugar. This also makes cleanup very hard because you now have to get caramelized sugar off of your pan. So now that my butter has melted most of the way, we will add a half a cup of milk, just a dash of salt, six tablespoons of cocoa, and last, 2 cups of sugar. Here's the first one, and the second. You'll proceed by mixing all of these ingredients together and make sure that you do not get any caramelization from your sugar. Although if some does happen, it does happen. This together will form the chocolate sauce. For additional flavor in your no-bake cookie, you might also add some nuts, such as walnuts or chopped pecans. You may also add dried fruit, such as apricots, dried bananas perhaps. This is finished boiling for 3 minutes. We will fold in 1 cup of coconut, a teaspoon of vanilla, which is approximately a capful, and 2 cups of oatmeal. We will be using Quaker quick oatmeal, or just quick oats. You'll notice here these are quick 1-minute oats. You want the quick oats instead of the normal or old-fashioned regular oats because they've already slightly been cooked. They will soak in the chocolate sauce quicker, and you will not have to have any other preparation for the oats other than taking them out of the package and putting them into the chocolate sauce. Now, your chocolate sauce, because of the cocoa that you put in it, will kind of look like a chocolate gravy of sorts. The brown of the chocolate will overpower the white color of the sugar because the sugar will dissolve into the milk and butter and the brown of the chocolate will present over the sugar. So now that our chocolate has boiled for approximately 3 minutes, we will remove our chocolate from heat and we'll proceed to add 1 teaspoon or about a capful of vanilla, 1 cup of coconut. I prefer the flaked coconut. Simply pour the coconut into your measuring cup. And dump it in. Last, we will add our Quaker Quick Oats. We will need 2 cups of this. You will then fold these all together with your spatula. You want to make sure that all of your oats and coconut do get evenly coated by the chocolate sauce that you just boiled together. Also remember to turn off your heat so you do not burn yourself. Right after all of the chocolate sauce and has covered all of the oats and coconut, you will then begin to form it into balls and drop it onto your wax paper lined cookie sheet. If you wish to not make balls, you certainly do not have to. You can make these into any shape and size that you want. If you wish to make these into a bar or into just squares, feel free to do so. Now, about this point is where you would add your nuts or your dried fruit, if you would like them. I'm sticking with the traditional quick no-bake cookies. And just take your cookie dough, place it onto your wax paper as quickly as you can. As the dough sits, all the ingredients will harden. So if you leave the dough out for too long, you will simply have to remove it as a solid block from your pan. This particular recipe makes about 2 dozen cookies. Can easily be halved if you only wish to make 1 dozen cookies. And obviously can be doubled or tripled to make more. And you just continue putting your cookie dough onto your cookie sheet until you have lined it. You may need to use other cookie sheets, which is fine. Obviously, 1 cookie sheet may not hold 2 dozen cookies. After you've poured your cookies onto your pan, you'll then need to take them and refrigerate them for about an hour so that they can set up and harden. If you do not do this, they will probably just stay gooey and just kind of fall apart, and which obviously you do not want. So there you have it. Quick, easy, and takes about 3 to 5 minutes to make no-bake cookies. Easy setup, easy cleanup, no oven.